So there's this question, do cells have memory? Do they remember the cells they were before? And I said, well, maybe we could try and see if they did. Like, why don't we get some stem cells and make them into like one cell type and then take them back to stem cells and then turn them into something else? But what if we could do that 4 times and then we'd know?
This was quite surprising because I realized that no scientist had actually thought about that before. So we had to wait until Anna came and asked her, we can change the fate. Theoretically, we can go back and forth, right, as many times as possible. But this has actually not been addressed. And so there was a significant amount of time spent on trying to see, can we actually do it?
This is actually a very romantic conception of your research topic. This kind of poetic questions also have other implications and other layers of meaning. And this is actually where you also always are very strong in bringing together these different ideas. You're taking some of these beautiful imagery, you're taking some of the very specific scientific information that the scientists provide to you, but you also engage yourself in projects directly in the lab, and you also try then to go even further and connect to cultural history and to everyday life aspects, so that in the artwork you have all these different layers.
That if you think about your own body, you have all these different cell types, right? Your skin cells will protect you from injuries, your heart will beat and make you having the blood. But they all come from one single cell, which is basically the result of the egg and the sperm at fertilization. And that cell has the same genetic material. So the DNA is exactly the same throughout all your cells, with some exceptions. And so for me, the question is, how on earth can we make all these different cells that make our body so complete and so complex from one single genetic information?
So the cells have been stem cells, then neuronal progenitor cells, which is basically brain cells, back to stem cells, then to heart cells that actually beat in culture. What we noticed about those is they beat irregularly. This happened when we were doing the soundtrack. We don't know why. So it's another question that we came up with today. And then they go to back to stem cells, then to hepatocytes, which are liver cells, and then back to stem cells, then to lung cells, and finally back to stem cells. And I'd like to turn them into totipotent cells that can become anything, but the research hasn't caught up with my artistic desires yet.